Still had a little water in my mustache. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, look at that. You come right on out of here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Wonder who's going to be with me here. It's just slightly before 8 o'clock my time. So pretty much the middle of the morning. Some people sleep in until 1. I don't understand their life. Seriously though. Anyway. I want to update. I want to give a little bit of an update here. So last night, I hopped on the spreadsheet. Good morning, Smarty. Hopped on the spreadsheet, and I started cleaning things up, clarifying some stuff, and I created an instructions page. And I started doing research on the very first item on the list, and I was like, man, this is fascinating. This is fun. It really is, because I like research. I also realized not everybody is built that way, necessarily. With practice, anybody can do it, but not everybody's going to be invigorated by it. So we need to put our talents where they are going to be made the most use of. So here's the thing. Here's what I want to make clear. I'm going to keep repeating this because, yeah, and I'm going to centralize the information on the spreadsheet. But what I need, I'm gonna have to make a wish list of sorts. I need somebody to research automated custom postcards that you can, either something that exists or something that could exist through some automated process, where you type in the address, you type in the name, and you type in the message, and you upload a picture if you so choose, or you hypothetically choose from a grouping of other stock photography or whatever, and it's delivered either or something along the lines of a service that already exists or one that we might be able to create. I have most of the concepts and process chart in my head as far as what would be required of that, but I want to know if anything already exists like that. See, because a couple of people have asked the question, how do I contribute? You know, how can I contribute to this? Well, there's tips. That's separate. For those that want to tip just because they're glad that somebody is doing something, that's different. If you're wanting to actually take your money and use it towards a postcard as part of Operation Baby Landlord, well, that's why we need some form of automation, some centralized method by which people can just choose and go. It would be fantastic if we could streamline it with on our own platform, so that they could literally just click a drop-down box and select a recipient automatically. I mean, that would be fantastic to brainstorm. Let me update you about this process. I will be having to make an instructional video for any participants in Operation Baby Landlord. My instructional will show the step-by-step. I'll probably make it tonight. It's not going to be expert. Hey, welcome number 2 or more. YouTube never tells the truth. So I'm going to be making instructional. It's not going to be an amazing quality video because I don't know how to do audio and screen capture and stuff with my 10-year-old MacBook Pro. It is what it is. I have limited means, my friends, but I'm gonna make it work with what I got. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna make an instructional. But what I encountered last night was I followed the instructions as I told everybody to proceed. So you get the address, you look up the address, you find out the county, you look up the county and the address, you do a property search on Netter, N-E-T-R, which I've provided the link in other videos, and it's all on the spreadsheet. Everything's on the spreadsheet. And I immediately found the owner, and it was an LLC, Limited Liability Corporation. I also went ahead on and this morning and looked up another one that was specifically Planned Parenthood, and I identified that it was Planned Parenthood of Allah. No irony that Alabama shortened as Allah, or Allah, but you know, I just thought that was just a little ironic. Just a wee bit ironic. But here's the thing. It's not that Planned Parenthood owns it. It's that there are going to be countless DBAs doing business as. So, what does that mean? Well, there's a couple of things that are involved with that. There's such a thing as a deed, my friends. There's such a thing as a deed and a deed transfer. It's public record, guys. It's public record, and somebody signs it. And guess what? They don't sign it. They don't sign it Planned Parenthood in cursive. That's not how they sign it, my friends. There's always a way. You have to be very good at research. And you have to know what you're doing. I get it. So I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you how to do it. We're going to do it together. And me going through the list that I currently have, 600 to 700 facilities. It's about 650, I think. 670, 675, somewhere in that range. Good morning, Andrew J. When we do this together, it won't take years. Because it did take me a good 30 minutes to get all the information. Like, in a matter of 30 minutes on one facility, I had the owner's name, I had 5 of his previous addresses, 4 or 5 different separate phone numbers for the guy, his name, his alternative names, his nicknames, his personal address, his other business addresses. Guys, public information. Public information. Oh, but I was encouraged, you know, and then one of the bears, he was looking into a couple of the other ones. He's like, oh man, Planned Parenthood owns all these. And I was like, hey, listen, it's not that Planned Parenthood owns them. It's called a DBA. DBA stands for doing business as. We're going to run into a lot of that, but that is not a dead end. So why am I making this video this morning? Just to follow up, keep people in the loop. Also, there is allegedly people on the Discord server complaining about Operation Baby Landlord. My friends, don't do it. Don't go there. If you're already part of it, leave. Let me tell you why. It's all part of the PSYOP I've been trying to uncover for the Bears. It's all part of the same thing. There is a constant effort by the enemy to split the body of Christ. There's a constant effort by the enemy to confuse us. There is a constant effort by the enemy to get us off track, to make us lose our vision. Don't lose the vision. Yeah, but what about this? And what about popcorn and cheese and oatmeal and what? What does that have to do with anything? What are you talking about? So on Discord, apparently, there are bears that are complaining about trying to get abortion clinics shut down via a non-violent method because they said it might be not compassionate. Because whoever they are, and I don't know who they are because I didn't look, because I don't hate myself like they do. I'm not going to waste my time with that. But they obviously do not understand that the truth sets you free. They obviously do not understand that truth is love. So, again, if you're already part of the Discord server, then just ignore the conversation. And if you're not, I'm not saying stay away from them, but I am saying stay away from that conversation. They are going to distract. Should we listen to alternative perspectives? Sure, but not when they're diametrically opposed to the gospel and to speaking truth in love. When you're diametrically opposed to the gospel, your father is Satan. It's a paraphrase, but it's pretty much what Jesus said. Don't be opposed to the gospel, guys. Spreading good news, spreading truth, doing it in non-violent ways. We've only just begun. And when something is in its beginning stages, it is most fledgling. It is in its most vulnerable state. And that's when it's most easy to take down. But once we have 50, 100, 500, 5,000 people all doing this regularly, guys, it will make the news. Oh, is that what this is all about? Getting attention? Well, no. But what does that do? What does that do? It reaches the ones you can't reach with a postcard. And when somebody actually on national news or local news says, and a landlord recently that happens to own a abortion clinic, he received 15 postcards in his mailbox, and they all said that he might be judged for the abortions. Some vigilante group out there is sending postcards to all the abortion clinic owners, which is raising questions about what information is public. We're going to make everything private. Guys, that's why we're going to make backups upon backups upon backups of the information. Do I sound like a good newscaster when I'm imitating how they sound? Is that pretty accurate? Guys, when/if, but more so if/when that gets national attention, it will only cause. So here's the thing. As an example, if if Fly wouldn't have grown nearly the way it's grown. That's what I'm trying to say. So when 500 people at home hear that message, they're going to be like, oh man, that's great. I need to look that up. I'm in. I'll do that, right? And then there's going to be other people that are like, well, I own a facility that's crazy, man. I haven't gotten a postcard, but now I know what they're getting told. Dang. I never thought of it that way. Wow. A bottle of champagne and drown my sorrows. I don't know, guys. I don't know. What I do know is it's a good thing. So in regards to money, for those that want to contribute, just like Nathaniel Slattery mentioned, you might not have been able to see the conversation of Forgetting Plus. Just to support us, that's fine. We some of us need money more than others and all that, but that's not what this is about. This isn't about getting attention and making money. Make sure that if you're going to support us, supporting us for who we are, and not yeah. I hope I'm making sense when I say that. Tip us because of who we are, not because of what we're doing, but both. But not because you think your money is going to go to supporting my family if you pay me. Just legit. I'm in a deficit every month because I need a real permanent job, currently a contractor. So any money I make off of YouTube, I'm going to use to buy groceries. Legit. So, that's that. But if you want to get involved in Operation Baby Landlord, and you want your money to go directly to postcards and making things happen, guys, just wait, be patient. But we do need labor. No pun intended. We do need labor because we're abolitionists. We do need labor. Lots more labor in the world. Less murder. More labor, less murder. Man, that would be a great shirt, a t-shirt. More labor, less murder. Does that shirt say what I think it says? That's awesome, man. All right, moving on. Seriously, if you want your money to go to Operation Baby Landlord, guys, gals, hold on to it. Set it aside. Stick it in a can, bury it, whatever you got to do. I get it. How much is this going to be? About 80 cents a postcard. About somewhere in that range. That's my estimate. 70 to 90 cents per postcard. Well, how many postcards are we going to do? As many as we want. As many as we want. So when is it going to be ready? Kind of whenever. We don't have to finish the list before we start. Okay, we can start in little series, state by state, or however. Okay. Here's the important thing. What I mentioned at the beginning of the video is I need a bear or a group of bears, some sleuths, to identify a pre-existing service or one that we might be able to create, a service where you can customize a postcard, click in the address, punch in all the info, the message, all of that, and you click a button and it sends. Physically, right? Does this exist already? Do we need to make it? And if so, what are the steps? I know how to design websites, I know that, but I'm not good with apps. Like, I don't know how to code apps. I've made several websites, but I've got limited time to do so and all that. I don't know. But that's the first step, guys. We're working on the list. If you want to join that, then you need to comment in the video. And go to the video I made last night. It was called Operation ... And the pinned comment on that is an invitation to join the GroupMe, where you can share your email address with me and get you on the spreadsheet so you can start cracking, doing your sleuth work on the spreadsheet. I provide instructions on the process, and tonight I'm going to make a video exactly the step-by-step how you go about researching and getting all the details you need. In addition, on this spreadsheet, I discovered that in just a little bit of research, you start getting all the doctors' names. You start getting sometimes even staff's names that work at these facilities, and you can look them up and you can put their addresses in the spreadsheet. We're not going to start postcarding them yet. That'll be like a phase 2 plan. We'll have to come up with a strategic plan for that. But guys, this is big. This is long term. This isn't a weekend project. This is for the next 10 years kind of project. And like I said, when we completely have perfect evidence that we are getting clinics shut down, there is news story after news story, by the way, of landlords. Planned Parenthood has to close due to landlord changing his mind. Like, there's tons of current stories of that already happening. Guilty conscience already works. We're just gonna nudge. We're gonna nudge, and we're gonna nudge, and we're gonna nudge. And nudge is a weird word. It is. It is a weird word. Literally no one can tell me why the sun reflects off of the water in the method it does, like I described in my video, Proof the Earth is Not Flat video. Nobody can explain. I see it every morning and I'm like, look at it. And it distracts me almost every video that I do when I'm crossing the bridge and looking at the water. I'm like, there it is again. There it is again. It's kind of sad. Anyway, it's sad how distractible I am sometimes. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Fine, go ahead. Go ahead. I won't merge. You guys, I'm going the speed limit. You're driving by me like you're going the speed of light. Craziness. I just want to be in the slow lane so that people can not pay attention to what I'm doing. Hey, good morning. I can't read anything. There's too much light coming in. It's probably, you see me squinting and the purple on my glasses. That's a good indication that I can't see anything. I can see the road. My screen is all extra super dim. So for the usual, I will glance at the comments, make sure that there's nothing I need to reply to. Otherwise, I'm going to assume you're talking to each other, which is good. It's all good. So, for anybody that's coming late to the video, late to the party, let me clarify. Spreadsheet, Operation Baby Landlord. Worked on it last night, and I discovered there is so much information, and it is actually just as easy as I had hoped. Just as easy as I had hoped. As I said at somewhere I said, some states are going to be much, much harder to identify information. And we might need a subscription to Parcel Quest when we get to California. We'll figure it out, guys. We'll figure it out. We also need to tap into pre-existing resources. I need a bear to look into that. I need a sleuth on that, guys. I need a sleuth. What we need is we need to contact different organizations like Operation Rescue. We need to say, hey, we hear that you have a list. This list that you have, would you like some assistance? Because we'd like to use that list for other means. And hey, you mind sharing the wealth? And then we just combine that information with what we already have, guys. Oh my gosh. Like, we need some collaborators. We need some people that are digging. We need some researchers. We need people that are actively doing things. Money's not, throwing money at it's not going to do nearly as much as rolling your sleeves up. And again, I'm going to make a video tonight showing you exactly how to do this. But somebody out there, somebody in the comment stream, in the live chat, or in the comment after this video posts, I want somebody to go ahead and claim that they are going to contact Operation Rescue. For instance, right? Just that alone, I'm going to send an email to Operation Rescue. I'm going to call them on the phone, and I'm going to see if we can get access to their list. A bear needs to claim that. Well, why don't you do it? I could, but delegation is the way that we can make this thing happen in less time. So that's why I'm saying, I'm asking somebody to claim that. Let me tell you something else about me. This thing is not a pet project. This thing is something I would do all alone. Let's say YouTube got shut down. Let's say all the bears disappeared. Guess what I would do? The same thing. I would just be slower, right? But I would still do the work. I would still research. And I would send a postcard. Might take me one postcard a week, but I'd still do the work. Why? Because every little bit helps, guys. Because every little bit helps. But if we can get together on this, if we can get 100 bears on this, guys, we're talking about exponential growth and preparedness. Oh yeah, for anybody that's just now in the video, just now watching, I want to re-clarify this project. This needs to happen too. Good morning, everybody. So this is what else needs to happen, okay? We need to find an automated postcard, customizable postcard service where you type in the address, you type in the message, you upload an image, and you press send, and it processes the card, and it goes. Now, do we want that to be hands-on, and we need to develop our own website and our own process for that? I don't know, guys. I don't know. That's a lot. If there's a prior existing service, then that would be ideal. Here's the issue that's creeping into my mind here. Can we trust a service? This isn't an easy answer, though. Okay, you can't just say, "Oh no, because there's evil. You can't trust it at all." No, not necessarily, because sometimes good can slip through the cracks too. Okay. So the question is, how does it work? A customizable postcard service is what we need, so that thousands of bears, tens of thousands of bears, and others can just hop on the link, find an address they want to send it to, pick at random or pick specifically, click a button, pay, and it's off. That's what we need. And that's how you decentralize, and not one person is holding all this money, managing the whole thing. That's a nightmare. It truly is. It's a burden that I don't think anybody should be accepting. I think it should be in each individual's hands, and that doesn't mean that we can't make the website though, as a means to manage the situation. And then you ask the question, well, how are we automating that? Does that mean somebody's sitting at their house printing out all these postcards, and who has the time and all of them, you know, takes resources and all that, you know. I get it, guys. I get it. That's why it'd be ideal if there's a prior existing service. So I see that you all are chatting. Again, I'm going to follow up, read the comments when I park in a few minutes. Then that's a service that we need, and if we have to create it, we have to create it. But I think that that's going to be the best means to managing the money, the best means to opening up access to thousands and thousands of people. And it's not a bear thing, it's a people that get it thing. It's not all about bears. Although, really and truly, the bears that I'm most proud of, dude, that water is so crystal smooth. It's insane. Just so smooth. It's amazing. I delight in God's creation, guys, and when I see the water, the ocean water, I'm just like, it's just so beautiful, guys. It's so beautiful. Totally lost track. Talking about bears, and that's not the point. We just need people that get it. Can be anybody. I really see this going somewhere, and we need to be proactive about protecting it. So that's my 2 cents on that. We need to identify somebody that can be a retainer lawyer. We need one of those. Just somebody that's willing to just be on standby, so to speak, and can offer their words of wisdom along the way. So we need one of those. Just by nature of being proactive and preventive. I'm all about preventive measures, guys. I'm all about preventive measures. So, network. I can't do it all. If you want to find out how to use your time wisely, network. Find other people that are experts. We need SMEs, subject matter experts. So, network, collaborate. What's the central location to do that? Well, GroupMe. Here's a little message to anybody already on the GroupMe channel that I have, that you can join the link of in the video, Operation ... The link is right there. Here's my public service announcement to all the users of GroupMe. Let's only use it for actual relevant communication. Not a place to have a conversation, but a place to discuss details. I know that there's other outlets out there like Discord where you can create channels and all that. There's also unbearables.site, which I haven't logged into for a little while. I need to check that out, see if a bear made anything regarding Operation Baby Landlord, because that'd be another great place, actually, to post information. Unbearables.site. So we can do that. But in regards to the GroupMe, we need to be very intentional about what we're saying there, so that we're not filling it up with a random conversation. That's my advice. I think it will keep it clean, and that way it's not just a big old mess of a conversation of randomness. So I hope that makes sense. We'll figure this out, guys. We'll figure it out. There's Telegram. Telegram is another app. I don't know how to. I do know how to start one. I believe I started one, but you have to have. I don't know. Telegram's another good app, but it's similar where it's all just one long chain of information, and I don't know, you guys. We'll figure it out. If you got good ideas, post them, share them. We will figure it out. We're sleuths. Be a sleuth. And if you're not one, figure it out. Learn. Don't be afraid to learn. Nothing wrong with learning something new. So I am about 5 minutes from parking and being able to read these comments. I will do that momentarily. In the meantime, I'm going to aimlessly talk as if I have something to say. No, I'm kidding. But I'm Glee again, trying to do what I can do. He had a family emergency and he has to move away to a different state. So we lost another coworker, which is like distributed evenly, another 15% more work for each one of us. So our team is dwindling. It's kind of yeah, Slack. I forgot about Slack. I used Slack at a place I worked at. Slack's not bad. Slack. Yeah, Slack has different channels. That's right. Still have the app on my phone, and it's not bad. I noticed that GroupMe is Skype. GroupMe is a Skype product. I thought that was interesting. Obviously, we want to use an app that's going to be the least restrictive and one that they're not going to like try and take us down. And whatever app we do use, it doesn't need to be the sole means of we just need backups is what I'm saying, and we can't be posting a bunch of information that we later need to reference because we need to treat whatever app we're using as if we could lose it any day. So it's not a place to store. So that's what our personal computers are for, and that's why I'll be making backups of the spreadsheet on a regular basis. By the way, for folks that are here that are in the spreadsheet already, you'll notice at the top of the spreadsheet, I believe column E indicates that there's a spot for you to sign. Just simply putting the time and the date. It's already formatted. You just have to replace the information in the same format. Just saying, hey, I'm the most recent person to download this. And we will update that as frequently as we can. And let's see, what was I going to say about that? Oh, yeah. So if it goes older than 24 hours, it turns red. I'm a big fan of spreadsheets conditional formatting. So I've got a lot of conditional formatting built into this. Let's see what I've got here. I'm going to scroll all the way back. Oh, there's not that much. Doing all right. Smarty's at work. Glad to hear that. Grumpy Bear, slaving away. I hear you. Everybody's saying good morning to each other. Oh, was my channel was jacking up. Yeah, it happens. Yes, Twitter about this. Grumpy, I'm not sure what discussion you had. I don't know if that was back when I was talking about what's it called? The Discord people that are trying to trash on the Operation Baby Landlord. My recommendation is just ignore it. Ignore. Amy Holiday. The clinic in my city owns their little murder shack. The clinic in my city owns their little murder shack. The clinic owns it, but they don't though. There's a single. There's almost always going to be either a single or a partnership. Okay. There's either going to be one or a group of people that are easily identifiable with research to be able to send postcard to. Okay. Sometimes it's going to be a group. If it's an incorporated property property company, like a real estate company that owns a bunch of real estate, and this is just one of their properties, and there's like 5 owners, we'll get all their names. It's fine, and we'll send postcards to all of them. Pre-buy, once we have them designed, like 400 or so, we could have people put personal notes on them to send. Yeah, I want one thing to be clear, breath of fresh air, is I think that bulk buy isn't a bad idea, especially if they're, because I mean that's kind of annoying to have to stamp them physically. But if they're prepaid postcards, that'd be fantastic. And here's the thing: I want to make sure that the message that we put on it is refined. If you want to put more, that's fine too. A fat marker to clearly say, what if you were judged for all the babies? What if God held you accountable for all the babies? Something along the lines. It needs slightly more perfected and stuff. I get it. But yeah, pre-buying the postcards, that's fine. I think that they should be yeah, I don't know. They don't not all have to be identical. They don't have to be. Audio Bro, too easy once you get it. Yeah, it's a 10-year-old laptop, Breatha. It's a MacBook Pro. Yeah, I assume that there's software that will still work, and I can't update it anymore because it's too old. I was an office manager. Stay with kids. And Amy, that's interesting. Let's look into that. Group of like-minded people. Yeah, Slack is good. I think it's the doctor. He lives in Richmond. Drive down on Thursdays. Correct on the software part. Yeah, software sounds like a great idea. All right, so I know that was a weird angle. It's just easiest when if I'm out of the light and all that. Yeah, and I don't know if there's a way to upload your YouTube video automatically. If there's a like some kind of service that uploads your video and converts your YouTube video to an audio podcast. If something like that exists, there's a couple of folks that said that they would like to listen to me instead of look at me because obvious reasons, blonde hair, white skin. I mean, there's probably hundreds of reasons why you wouldn't want to watch this. I get it. We need to get abolish human abortion. We need to get him that resource and help him change his mind, because that's what we need to change his mind on, is how to not be a pro-lifer but to be an abolitionist. Guys, that would be so epic. Steven Crowder has a huge following, and I think it would be awesome if we could do a change his mind and actually change his mind from pro-life. I'm no longer pro-life. I did change my mind, which would call out all those crazy people. They're like, hey, he never changes his mind. But we could change his mind on how to be an abolitionist, because you know what? He's a Christian, guys. He's a Christian. What if instead of pre-bought postcards, we focus on getting 100 people per week to send one postcard to 5 clinics? Yeah, I mean, there's strength in numbers. There's strength in numbers. I think it can be done in a lot of different ways. It doesn't have to be just one way. And here's the thing. Failure doesn't mean stop. Failure doesn't mean stop what we're doing. Okay? We can continue doing. Okay? If we see no result whatsoever, that doesn't mean, oh, I'm going to give up. Just keep doing it. You know how ineffective junk mail is? It's got like a 0.02% effectiveness. People see stuff in their mailbox and they're just like, jet. But you usually glance at it. You usually at least glance at it, especially if it's different. A postcard is different. Especially if it has a physical stamp on there and all that stuff. Thanks for coming, guys. I'm done. But I like the Steven Crowder idea too, guys. We need to change his mind and help him become an abolitionist. That's what needs to happen. And that would be really, really serious. A DB. A DB. You talking about a DBA? Get the database. Yeah, I've got it. Grumpy Bear. We've started it. We got about 675 clinics. We got a good head start from a high school teenager that thought that they were going to help their friends get abortions, and we're going to take what somebody used for evil, and we're going to use it for good, and we're going to grow it. We're going to do a lot of good.